Hi Gemini, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, what I normally do is let flip, fly, or fall anywhere from 5 to 7 tarot cards. Take a look at that. Are we looking at life, love, career, or health? And then clarify with various oracle decks. So the first card that came out was the Knight of Wands in reverse position. So, there's two more. And then the Nine of Wands in reverse and the Three of Cups. Okay, so the first thing that comes to mind is I feel like I'm hearing screeching halt. Something came to a screeching halt. Three of Cups would normally be a celebration, so that makes me think that, and it's in the reverse position, so something happened. You were getting ready to celebrate. You thought something good was coming your way, and something came to a screeching halt. So this could be you thought you had a job, and that offer went away. Somebody was getting married, and they called off the wedding. You were getting ready to move houses and the inspection fell through and you're not moving forward. Something happened and it's like all of a sudden everything went stop. You're not going anywhere. Okay. And the Magician in the reverse position and the Ten of Wands in the reverse position. So everything about that is, let me keep going here. Let me get a couple of more. Everything about that says that something that you manifested fell through. So something's fallen through. Something major has fallen through. Not just like little. Like I said, this was a wedding that got called off like 2 days before they were getting ready to walk down the aisle. You were like ready to move into your house and everything was packed and that fell through. So something major has fallen through and everything came to a screeching halt. Three of Pentacles. That's a partnership. So some sort of a partnership is, well, it's not in reverse though. So does that mean what it feels like? It's kind of like everything went to a screeching halt and you had to call in reinforcements. It was like, it feels like you were going down the road and maybe you had to call in an attorney or something. I mean, like it's that serious. This is like a big deal that went south. Like I said, you guys were on the verge of celebrating and something happened and it's just like it went, one day you were going this way and all of a sudden it just went and the rug got pulled out from underneath of you. And that Three of Pentacles makes me feel like there's money involved. And that's usually a partnership card. So it's kind of like you had to call in the big guns for this. Something serious happened. Holy cow. Let's keep going. Let me see if I can. I'm going to do emotions. So what emotions? I'll tell you what I'm feeling without even doing any of the emotions is like, I feel like you are pissed off. Because it feels like you got blindsided from whatever happened, whatever fell through. It's like, I feel like you are madder than a hornet and you are like ready to just kill somebody because they really have messed up your plans. I mean, and when I say this was major, this was like major. Kind of like you've sold your house, you have your boxes packed, the people are wanting to move into to your old house, and now you can't move into yours. The wedding was planned, the guests are on their way here, and somebody called off the wedding and you know, like a day before the wedding was supposed to happen. I mean, this wasn't just like, just a little something, you know, you got or been out of shape. I mean, this is like some like major life catastrophe feeling that I'm getting. Unfulfilled and vulnerable. Okay, dissatisfied, incomplete, and purposeless. So this, whatever's happened has like knocked you off your game, really knocked you off your game. But I don't even, so vulnerable in the reverse position, it's kind of like you're not even feeling vulnerable. I mean, like vulnerable feels like, you know, it's like you're beyond vulnerable. You're just mad. I mean, I just feel like super, like you just are like, whoop. Oh, yeah, let's take him. Surprised. Yeah, you're surprised because it did take you by surprise. Like I said, this happened that close to like a major thing happening and fulfilled in the, that's so weird. Fulfilled in the reverse and unfulfilled. So, oh. Okay, let me think about this. Are you the one that called off the wedding? Are you the one that changed your mind at the last minute? Are you the one, because if those are the emotions, unfulfilled and not, so it was like, so maybe you made the decision and you're the one that called everything off and made everything come to a screeching halt. It wasn't done to you. You are the one that did that. Let me keep going with the emotions here. So let's see if we can work this out here. Ashamed. Okay, so now you feel ashamed. That makes me think that you are the one that made this come to a screeching halt. And you're feeling ashamed that you let it go that far. And irritated in the reverse position. So let me get one more. So the anger and stuff that I was feeling apparently is not your anger. It's other people are angry at you. And you're ashamed that you let it happen. And I feel like you might even be a little surprised that you did this. Instead of going through with it, I think you're even surprised that you were like, I can't do this. You surprised yourself by putting a stop to this. Let's see, that came up sideways. Angry. Okay. Remember I said I felt angry energy. And that could be you being angry that people are angry at you. Although I feel like you can understand why people are angry with you. There's a lot of people angry about this situation. Because this was a big deal that got the rug pulled out from underneath of them. So whether it was you that did it or whether you were the one on the other end of it, however that resonates with you. Okay, so let me think about this. Let me think about what questions I want to ask. I want to ask why, but I got to see if I have the cards to ask why did this happen. I don't know why I'm being called to these. So why did this happen? I'm gonna ask it. This is what they're pushing me towards, but why did this happen? Do I want that many cards? That's 4 cards. I don't want that many cards. Why did this happen? Why did this, whatever, come to a screeching halt? Why did this happen? Well, forgiveness. Okay. So this whole thing is about forgiveness, whether it's you having to learn how to forgive the person that did this to you, or for other people to have to learn how to forgive you if you were the one that called this off. So this whole thing is about learning forgiveness. Okay. What else is this? Why did this happen? Chivalry. Chivalry. Why did this happen? Trying to think how chivalry plays into this. Let me keep going. Maybe it'll make sense to me. Why did this happen? That one. These both want to come out. Okay, so it's commitment. So it is someone was afraid to commit and life purpose. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop with those. So it had something to do with the commitment. Okay, let me think about this. I have this overwhelming feeling that there was... The chivalry card makes me think that if you were the one that called this off, that there's another person out there that you want to be with that is chivalrous. And the person that you were maybe getting ready to marry, you realized at the last minute that this was not the person that you wanted to be with. And I also feel like you were like, I can't commit to this. This is not the right thing to do, or vice versa, however that happened. And it has something to do with your life purpose. So I feel like you felt like you were going down the wrong direction, and you kind of got, or whoever this, whether this happened to you, or take this how this resonates. It has something to do with life purpose. And the person that called this off finally realized that this was not their path, and they had to put a stop to it because they realized at the last minute, like they were at a crossroads, and they realized at the last minute they were getting ready to go down this way, and that was the wrong way to go, and they stopped at the last second and they went to the left. So it feels like it has something to do with whoever called everything off realized that they were going the wrong direction. This was the wrong person. They were in love. You know what it feels like? If this was a wedding that got called off, it feels like one of those movies, or like a wedding scene in a movie thing where somebody comes up at the last minute and says, no, please don't marry them. I love you. And it feels like that kind of a scene happened. Let's see what else. These are block cards. Let me think what question. Let's just say, is there anything else about this situation that was a learning lesson that needed to come out? Do I want that card? Yeah. Was there anything else about this? This one's wanting to come out. A barrier. That makes me think that before you kind of had your heart blocked off, and this was like the safe thing, and you removed that block from your heart and decided, you know what, I'm going to go with my heart instead of the safe thing for my heart. So it's kind of like you removed some fear. Divine timing. Okay, so that also makes me think, maybe, okay, so maybe the partnership, the Three of Pentacles, could been the third person, because that is kind of like a third person or a partnership, like somebody coming in at the last minute and going, no, 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 please don't marry me. Don't marry that person, marry me instead, or something. This is very dramatic. This is very specific. Karmic partner. So the person that you were getting ready to marry, or vice versa, was a karmic partner, and you realized that it was not somebody, it wasn't like your soulmate, it wasn't somebody, it was, that person was there for you to learn a lesson, and you were like, I can't commit to this person because this is the wrong person. Wow. Like I said, this is very dramatic. Let me get a couple more of these cards. There's 3. Let's see what these say. Okay. So part of what helped you get and make this decision was, I think you realized that you were numbing, or maybe even someone made a comment to you, like you realized you were numbing your pain. And that was kind of like something that clued you in on this journey you were getting ready to go, or the road you were getting ready to go down was the wrong thing, because you had been numbing things, and you finally decided to surrender to the universe and let the universe take over. And that was a big lesson that you had to learn, was surrendering to the universe and letting them guide you. And so you looked fear in the face, or the other person did. Contemplation. So that was, you'd been thinking about this for a while. And again, I feel like that's where you're like, you're kind of embarrassed or ashamed that you waited until the last minute for this to happen. But, I guess better late than never. Deciding to do something that majorly affects your life. All right, let's get last few words from the universe about this situation. And what else do you have to say to the Geminis about this dramatic ending? You know what, I'm like, feel like I'm seeing like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. You know how they always have that last show? If you've ever watched The Bachelor or Bachelorette, and you think it's going one way and it totally goes and does that. That's the feeling of like a total 180 degree turnaround from where you were headed. So what else are they saying? When in doubt, I choose to see peace. This does not feel like it is a very peaceful situation at the moment, but I think that you realize that there is a peace now that this has happened. Although, be it was very inconvenient, probably somewhat costly lesson to learn, you finally decided to follow your intuition, and because you realized you were not at peace. What else does the universe have to say at the moment about this situation? The moment I begin to celebrate myself and focus on my success is the moment I begin living. So I feel like whatever happened, you're looking at it as a success, because you're like, I did this for myself. I made a decision for the best interest of myself, instead of, being pushed down that way because that was what my family wanted me to do, or it feels like you just kind of put your foot down and said, you know what, this is the wrong thing for me in my life, and you're like, I'm not going down that road anymore. So what else? Nope, I know that's 2. I want 1. Give me 1. Releasing anger from the past sets me free in the present. So anger has come up twice. So there's some anger around this whole thing. Whether you were on the receiving end of this breakup or whether you were the one that caused it, there's some lessons to be learned, some forgiveness that needs to be learned, following your heart needs to be learned, following your intuition sooner was part of this, not waiting until this moment in time, oh wow. All right, I'm going to stop there. I am dying to hear if this resonates with many people because this is pretty specific. Anyway, I will talk to you guys, July. Thanks, bye.